Hi, this is Ralph Woodward, and I'm talking to you today about Schubert's Die Schöne Müllerin, which I am lucky enough to be performing with the wonderful Bridget Hardy in Cambridge, England, on April the 27th, 2019. Now, this is a slightly sort of music geek little talk, this one, in that what I'm talking about is something called modal mixing, which in simple terms is the mixing of major and minor within a piece or within a phrase. So, in broad terms, major, happy, minor, sad. And this is something that this is a technique, this kind of juxtaposition that Schubert uses quite a lot in this cycle, and it was in fact in the end quite influential. Those of you who know Mahler symphonies will be familiar with moments where we get that fairly sort of poignant sound of the major colliding with the minor, and that leads all right through to the music of Benjamin Britten, for instance, that this major versus minor feel. Now, in Die Schöne Müllerin, there are a number of songs where, for kind of a short-term effect, Schubert goes from the major to the minor or back. So, for instance, in movement number 4, which starts with this little introduction, about halfway through we have suddenly which very much changes the mood. Two of the adjacent songs, numbers 16 and 17, make really quite significant play of this contrast between major and minor. So number 16, Die liebe Farbe, starts in the minor, and then has phrases that peak in the major and then subside in the minor, which is very poignant. So you have fleshing out the harmony a bit just for illustration. So very much major, minor, and the following song, number 17, Die böse Farbe, does similar sort of thing. The first two bars major, then minor. It's quite hard to play, so I'll probably screw this up at first attempt, but here's the introduction. Sort of thing. Now he also, in a few places, does it in what you might call a structural way, where the whole kind of sense of the song is about a long-term contrast between major and minor. So, number 18, Trockene Blumen, you have this wonderful minor key start, this anguished chord. So that's dealing with death, and then we go on to a bit that deals with really the idea of resurrection. So it goes into the major key for that and then stays basically in the major key for the rest of the song. And the one after that, even more poignantly, the penultimate song of the cycle, Der Müller und der Bach, which is a dialogue between the soon-to-die Miller and the brook, which has taken him on his journey and is about to be the agent of his death. The Miller is represented in this very stark G minor tonality, expressive appoggiaturas and so forth, but then when the brook comes in, it suddenly changes to the major and the brook-like pattern in the piano. Wonderful. So, another song, perhaps the most extreme example of this, is Tränenregen, song number 10, and we're going to play you an excerpt from that in a minute of us actually performing it properly. Basically, there are 3 verses in the major key, and you're going to hear one of those. The kind of twist, the turn of the screw, if you like, is that the final section is a sudden move to the minor. So we've been in radiant A major, and then into the minor key, and it finishes in a certain amount of despair. So, because we want to keep this light, we're going to play you a happy bit now. This is the start of the 10th song, Tränenregen, in which the miller and the maid are sitting side by side on the riverbank, just surveying the beauty of the evening. And certainly in his mind, this is a moment of complete rapture and happiness. He thinks that all is well and he's with the beloved and everything's going to be fine forever. So, here's a little bit of Tränenregen from Die Schöne Müllerin by Schubert, performed by Bridget Hardy and me.